These are in listen-only mode.
Well, welcome everybody to this edition of the Super Simple Outsourcing Biweekly Webinar. We hope you've all had a wonderful weekend. I myself had a little bit of what I called spring cleaning in December. We got the kiddos and myself and my wife together, and I just started pulling stuff out and going through stuff and purging. So it was a busy but productive weekend for myself. Hope you either had some relaxing time or maybe some holiday shopping time or maybe just putting up Christmas decorations if you do such a thing. But welcome to Monday and welcome to this edition. So let's get started. I am going to, let's see, get this webinar going, or the screen presentation going here. Hopefully you're all seeing my screen. And just a couple of things to get started here. I always like to make sure that you can hear us loud and clear. So if you are out there and a couple of you could put some comments in the comment box, just letting us know that you can hear us, that would be great. And then this is a question and answer session, so we will be getting to your Q&A in just a little bit here. We have got a couple of things up front to discuss, and then we'll be getting to that. And of course, you can use the question and answer box at any time. It is in your GoToWebinar control panel. If it has collapsed, it's a little orange icon with a white arrow most likely in the top right of your screen. Just click on that and that will give you access to your control panel. All right, let me check and make sure we have got audio. There we go. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Eric, Gordon, Glenn, Greg, Orlando. Raul, was that? You're saying no audio. Check to make sure that you're not, well, I guess you can't hear me. I give you instructions if you can't hear. But maybe if you're going in and out, check and make sure that your connection speed is okay and you don't have the telephone selected and you're expecting to hear on the computer. Well, welcome everybody again, and let's get the next bullet point is the replays. We always get questions for the replays, and I am going to throw that link in the box right now so that you have it. All right, this is going to go in the master chat box so that everybody can have access to it. There we go. That is the link, and we always record these and repost them usually within a couple days after the ending of the webinar. All right, today we have the presenters. Myself, my name is Matt Desmet with Nitro Marketing, and I am the support manager. So I probably interacted with many of you in support if you've had an occasion to send us a support ticket. And we also have Trevor Boylan from Endless Rise, and he is the Strategic Partnership Manager. Do you want to say hi to everyone, Trevor?
Hi everyone, and Matt, congratulations on getting my surname correct for the first time this year.
I figured since this is the last one that you'll be on with us this year, I better hit it. So thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
You bet. All right, what do we got stacked up for today? Speaking of upcoming webinars, in the next webinar, I wanted to ask you all, the next webinar would be scheduled for December 23rd. Now, that's obviously a big week, holiday week, a lot of people taking time off. As I was mentioning, Trevor won't be with us after today because in the Philippines it will be Christmas Eve and the 24th, and as he was telling me, he's going to be getting his chimney ready, so he doesn't want to miss out on that Santa Claus delivery. So that's what Trevor will be doing on the next webinar. I imagine a lot of you folks might be doing similar things or getting ready or taking some time off with friends and family. So just going to ask a real quick informal poll. If you think you won't be here, could you let us know? Or if you think you will be here, maybe you could let us know in the chat panel, and we'll probably base whether we have a webinar that day or not based on your feedback. I would say right now it's probably it probably would just be canceled and then move to the next one off into January unless we've got enough interest. But maybe just let us know, and we'll base that on your feedback. And if it is canceled, you just won't get an invitation. And if it isn't, you'll get the normal invitation and you can come join us. So, all right, we do have some feedback coming in. It looks like there are some that can make it and some that will not be. Roger says, I will not be here. So I think Roger's got some, looks like some plans. And Val, thank you for checking in. All right, everybody, Casey Gordon, Roland, thank you very much. So we'll have to see. We'll just have to see, I guess, how today goes, and maybe that'll be a good time to talk about 2014 if we have that webinar. All right. So I am going to toss the screen over to Trevor at the moment, because Endless Rise, if you haven't heard, has some promotional pricing going on right now. So we just wanted to touch base on that real quick. It's kind of a nice way to jump into 2014 with some income in December. So I want to give him a chance to walk through that. So let's see if I can get this screen transferred over. All right, Trevor, I'm going to push the magic button here, and this should start the process coming over to you. There we go. So once he receives that and can get that promotional piece up, I'll hand the floor over to Trevor and have him walk through. And Trevor, just to let you know, I do see your screen with the snowman right now, so we are good to go.
Okay, great. Frankie, you're asking about the role playing between Great Britain and America, and just to let you know, Frankie, Paul is still running scared. To date, lots of rumours about bribing referees and fake injuries and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, still trying to nail Paul down on a date, but we have started the promo stuff, which is really good. So we'll be getting emails out to you guys. It's going to be in the fashion of like a boxing or a UFC type email with mine and Paul's heads on selected athletic bodies. So that should be a lot of fun. So hopefully just after Christmas we'll start rolling that out. I can see there was other questions about that as well. So glad that everybody's looking forward to it. Will be good. We'll be doing it over 3 different stages, the beginning, the middle, and then a follow-up. I know Val was asking about it as well. So we'll have a post-battle press conference, and we'll go over you know, how I lost or how he lost and what we should have done reviewing it. So that'll all be good. Yeah, it still is in the bag. We have started. Sorry it's been a bit delayed, but you guys know how it is. Okay, so most of you would have probably heard about our December blowout. I was going to sing a little Christmas carol on the introduction, but I don't think that would probably be that would go down too well, so I'll ignore that. So 2 sides to this package, guys. The first set of discounts is on our services and our packages. So there's big discounts on services that you'll be selling to your clients during December. So if you've got a difficult client who's umming and ahhing about pricing, then you have the capabilities at the moment to reduce that price somewhat, but not lose any profit margin, because you know you don't have to offer him the full discount. I'll show you that in a minute. You can still get the deal, still make a nice little healthy profit. So that's the discount on our services to you. And then there are discounts on packages that are available just for our resellers. So there's packages on the web design and the content and stuff, which I'll show you as well. So 2 sides. First one is our services that we've discounted that you sell, and the second one are services just to you. So let's have a look. So there's 40% off on all social media packages. So if you're planning on selling social media in December, or you have a social media deal that's drawing to conclusion and you're getting round to talking about the costings, 40% off, guys. So plenty of room there for negotiation with your client. 25% off on theme-based web design campaigns. So again, big reduction if anybody's in the process of selling any of our web designs. This is theme-based. It's always the one I recommend anyway. Any of you who have engaged in web design know all the hurdles that are normally thrown up by your clients. Well, if it's theme-based, it reduces the possibility of hurdles being put in place because your client will have agreed to the majority of the build before we even start. So a lot easier than customized. Good news for anybody who's engaged in web design and has been pulling their hair out. There's now a new workflow. It's available here. There is a YouTube which I'll throw over to Matt during this webinar, and you can click on it, and it's Paul on a YouTube video showing you the new process. You're all going to like it because there are now strict control mechanisms in place. So there's a certain amount of data that's required before the start of the design, and once that data is all completed off, then we start the design. So there shouldn't be any toing and froing and queries and can you do this, can you do that, my client wants this, because your client will have agreed with you right from the start that that's how they want it done. So if you watch that video, I'll throw the link through later, you'll see it's going to make it a lot easier for you, a lot easier for us, and your client will be of the understanding, okay, I've done what I have to do, and there's nothing more to get involved with. And it explains that 2 weeks into the design you will have meetings with your web designer to see how things are progressing, and you do get two chances to review it and correct any mistakes or areas or change little things. So very controlled, nice procedure, simplistic. I'll throw the link over after we've had a look at these slides, and take some time to have a look at the video. I think you'll like it. So that's good, and at the moment 25% off theme-based web design campaigns for December. Okay, next one is PPC, 15% off on all PPC campaigns, 15% off on SEO and local buzz bundles for the first 3 months. So if you order SEO with local buzz, there's 15% off. If you don't want to order it as a bundle and you just want SEO separately or local buzz separately, there's 10% off. Probably should say before everybody starts throwing in questions, all the details, guys, as usual, are with your sales consultants. Sales.endlessrise is the Skype, or 323-313-1234 extension 2, the normal telephone number. And when you avail of the SEO promo, you will also be entitled to free content writing or editing of up to 5 pages. So that's a good deal. If you need more than 5 pages, you can also avail of the discounted content writing rate of only $5 per 100 words. So guys, no need to go through and worry about what Fiverr are up to. We can do that for you now at a very reasonable rate. So there are all the packages. Sales.endlessrise is the Skype, 323-313-1234 extension 2 for your sales consultant if you're interested in any of those packages. Okay, discounted reseller marketing. These are the discounts that are now available for you guys. First one is pretty amazing. This December you get our exclusive reseller marketing bundle valued at only $300. So what is that? It's going to cover SEO, web design, social media, and local search optimization, and I'll explain those right now. Here we go. What do you get for $300? 4 HD videos with research-based content and professional animation. Now, some of you will already have seen some of these videos with past promotions. If you have seen the videos, then you'll know what I'm talking about when I say they're incredible and very, very professional. You put them on your own website and it just makes your website look pretty tremendous. So you get, for the $300, the whole 4 professional animated videos, one for responsive websites, one for SEO, one for social media, and the other one was for what did I say? Local buzz. Okay, so that's fantastic. Plus, you get 4 in-depth newsletters about industry updates and analysis. Samples here. Plus, 4 high-res infographics, engaging visual content rich in statistics. There you go, examples there. Plus, 8 support blog posts to accompany your videos and infographics. So, not bad. Discounted reseller website example links. I'll throw them links over now. So that's all for $300, guys, right? I mean, that's pretty amazing. It will basically change your whole website's content. You just put that into your website. We'll do it for you, and you can see the effect that it's going to have. Now, get your enterprise level marketing and design agency website with a promo price of $300. It's $300 now for a mobile responsive website. What does it come with? Now, it is hosted by Endless Rise, which we haven't done before, so that's one difference. Still WordPress access. It's still the professional theme-based designs. There's no branding on this one, guys. In past websites, we have put your logos on and put your branding on the sales collateral. With this one, there isn't, but it's only $300. So, you know, it's WordPress. You can go and do that yourself, really. I'll throw over the website links to the type of websites that are available during this webinar as well. So Matt can share those with you. So that's $300. $300 for the website with the content, mobile responsive. Ring your sales consultant for the detail. But there's more. We're also slashing $50 off your bill if you avail of the discounted reseller marketing bundle along with the reseller website. So if you wanted the reseller website with all the whistles and all the bells for $300, and you wanted the $300 content marketing, which is all the videos and all the infographics and all the other stuff, then instead of $600, it's $550. Simply avail of the December blowout and our consultants will adjust your pricing accordingly. So when you ring the consultants, you just say, I want the December blowout. Here's the contact details, 323-313-1234 extension 2, Skype sales.endlessrise. So what I'll do, that's me done. We'll see if you've got any questions about that. I will throw over the link to the web design, the new process for you guys that are in the middle of negotiating with clients about web design, so you can see the new process. And I'll throw over the link to some of the websites that are available for the $300. But remember, there's no branding on these ones. That's the only difference, and it's hosted by Endless Rise. So that's me, Matt. Thanks very much. I'll stay on and answer some questions now, because there'll probably be some questions thrown up.
Okay. Yeah, we've definitely gotten some comments in here. We got Lisa says, you know, basically jump in there and tell Trevor, you know, the website and blog is an awesome deal. And she said that I love my reseller website and blog. It is really professional, and I have had great comments about it. So thank you for sharing.
Oh, Lisa, thanks for sharing that. They'll think that you've been planted, but it is a genuine comment, I can assure everybody.
Yeah, for sure. No, she's very regular with us, so thank you again for that input, Lisa. And let's see, there was a question. I think the other question about the next 3 months, because you're already a subscriber, Lisa. I think we'll have to hit you up in the private chat, or that might be a question for your account rep. Just I'm not sure if you know, Trevor. Just wondering about the next 3 months if she can also get on the deal here, and. But we may have to check on that for you.
Probably best to Lisa knows her consultant now because she's a regular with us. So yeah, best ask your consultant, Lisa, and she'll give you all the specifics.
All right. There's Nick. Yes, we can get the links in the chat box for you. We can work on that. All right. That might do it for the immediate questions here. All right, so let's see if we can switch the presenter back over. Okay, sorry folks. I think I made the wrong, I got two computers going. I always choose the wrong one. Okay, so hopefully we've got the screen back up. Yes, all right. And very good. Trevor's got some links coming over, so we will take a moment to get those in the chat box. And let's see. I wanted to talk a little bit, well, let me make sure to get these links here.
Matt, the first link is a video, Paul, showing everybody the new web design process that I was talking about that's nice and controlled. That's about a 50-minute video on YouTube. And the second set of links are just for anybody who hasn't seen the reseller websites that are available now, or has seen them before but has lost the links.
Okay, perfect. So, and just so everybody knows, I think I put those in reverse of what Trevor explained. So the last one that I put in there, the web design process, is the YouTube link, and then Marketing Helper is, as Trevor was saying, the review of the templates. All right, or the samples. Very good. And we've seen those samples before, and I think they are great. I mean, it's a great way to get a presence up and running right away. And okay, well, let's take a look at the next item, and then we want to get on to Q&A here. So, real quickly, I wanted to show everybody how you can actually take a quick screenshot. If you haven't seen this in, let me get. All right, there seems to be a little lag time, I think, here between my screen. Yeah, there's a bit of a lag time. Okay. I want to make sure you guys can see it. So in the top right of your GoToWebinar panel, there it is. I think it's coming up now. You can see a little camera icon, and I highlighted it with the red arrow there. But if you haven't already seen this, I find this, to be really handy if you're on a webinar. You want to take a screenshot of whatever's on the screen for future reference. If you use that little camera icon, click, and it just takes a picture of the screen, and it will. I think it brings up a dialog box, and you just hit OK, and it's going to put it in a folder. The ones that I was doing testing were just going on my desktop, so nice and easy to find those again. So that might be helpful if you haven't already seen that. I thought I would just want to pass that along. Okay, so preparing for 2014, I just was going to see if everyone was already planning for 2014 or not. And so if you are or you aren't and you want to let us know, what you're doing or what you're thinking, go ahead and we can share with the group. But I just want to mainly throw that idea out there, make sure everybody was at least, running through that process or getting ready to do that process. And so it looks like the screen is still has quite a delay. So this is just a couple of agenda items, so it's not a big deal if you can't see the screen updated on your end. But January is one of the biggest months. I was recently hearing this. A presentation, and this person was saying for getting people engaged and for getting appointments and everything, January was one of the biggest months of the year. And then there's 3 months that this person has done a lot of event planning and event doing. They said January was one of the biggest months, and that's because everyone's, of course, looking forward. It's in their mind, right? They're processing, what am I going to do for for the next coming year. And so when your message comes along, it resonates more because they're thinking about it. As opposed to maybe August, in the summer when people have got their mind on vacation and whatnot. So upcoming January, if you make some plans to hit it big in January, that can only help your business. And I wanted to throw a couple other of the months, or the 2 other months that this person mentioned in there, just so you just kind of write it down. I thought they were interesting observations. And he does a lot of event planning and running events, and so this is coming from the experience doing that. And he said May and September were his other, just best months of the year to get things done or to get engagement from prospects. Now that was for a live event, but I have a feeling this translates over into some of your marketing. So if you're planning your year ahead and you're looking at maybe doing some big bursts of marketing, some of these months might be ideal months to target. And May, he was saying that people are into the spring atmosphere, but they're not, not yet into summer. So it's kind of a good month. Things are winding down with school, and so people might be ready to get some things taken care of before the summer. Maybe your client wants to get 3 months. Let's just get my marketing done for the summer, and so contacting them in May is good. And then also September, because people, again, have that mindset, okay, things are fresh again, going back to school, and it's just in the mindset of your prospects. And what this does, or what the realm is here, is the cycles and seasons of business, and trying not to swim upstream. Now, what does that mean? It means entering into the conversation in your prospect's mind. And so on December 25th is not a great day to send out a marketing message, because the conversation that's going on in your prospect's mind is about their family, is about Christmas or the holidays. And I know this is very foundational, very basic, but it's super important when you're looking and you're planning your marketing calendar ahead, and to try and time these things and to try and time your campaigns with what's going on in your prospect's world. And so that's kind of what I meant by don't swim upstream. Don't try and plan your marketing for times when people aren't going to be as receptive to it. And so go with the flow and enter into the seasons that people are in. And that's why January is such a big month, because people are into that mindset. Okay, I'm making my resolutions, I'm getting ready, I got my planning. So when you come along with marketing that says, let's have a strategic planning session about your marketing in 2014, that's already going around in their brain. And so it locks in and it resonates with them. Whereas, again, if you're hitting them up sometime in August, it probably isn't going to resonate to the same level. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. I mean, retailers know this, to a T, and it's getting ridiculous when you start seeing Christmas stuff in July, but I don't know why they do that. But again, they're trying to lock in and enter into that season, or that mindset that the prospect has. And Kevin Wilkie, you're probably all familiar with Kevin, of course, owner of Nitro Marketing, and he's big on this. He's big on taking a look backwards as well as forward. And he says, and we do this in our business, when we run a campaign or something, we look at what worked, what worked about that campaign, or what worked last year, and what didn't work last year. And it's just incredibly invaluable to take a moment and look backwards as you're planning forwards. And so he's a real big fan of that. I thought I would just put that bullet point in here because it's been quite successful for him and for our company, Nitro Marketing. And so don't forget to look back into 2013 and say, what worked for me and what didn't work. I mean, that's sometimes almost more important than what worked, isn't it? You can weed out what didn't work. And then this was another interesting thing concept I heard on a presentation I was listening to, and it is basically has to do with making the highly valuable actions easy to do. And so the example that was used, if I can remember, and it was a couple months ago, but it stuck with me, was if you hate to drink water, or you hate to do something, the guy was saying, make that, like, set it up the night before and put it right there by your bedside. Clear all the obstacles to do that highly valuable thing that's really going to move you forward for your goals. Set it all up and make it easy to do, so you can get up and you can step right into it. I think actually the specific example was this person wanted to start working out, or they were going to take their working out to the next level, and so what they ended up doing was getting their gym bag like basically ready to go on the floor, the shoes ready, everything's already prepped so they could be out the door in like 3 minutes. I think that was his goal. Like, I need to be up and out the door in 3 minutes. And so he took all the obstacles out of the way to doing that major component of achieving his goal, and it just really helped to increase. And so as you're looking forward to 2014, if there's something in your business that you don't like to do, but you know it's a super valuable exercise, if you can't automate it or outsource it, get all the obstacles out of the way for you and make it easy, easy, easy to do and to execute on that action item. And I think that will bring you, or that should bring you, some great results in 2014. So just a couple of bullet points, because I'm kind of practicing that game plan of entering into hopefully your guys' mind, because we are looking at 2014. So again, we're having a conversation now about what might be going on in your mind. All right, folks, so now we are at the Q&A section, and I do see that several have poured in here. So let's take a look. Trevor, if you've seen any that you want to jump in on, feel free here. All right. And Eric, you had a question about getting in contact with Endless Rise from Australia because the phone number might be an issue or dialing in. And I think that I would highly recommend checking in via Skype. That way you guys can communicate, especially if you're doing maybe a chat or a video Skype, or just a call via Skype. You can communicate, with no cost to yourself. So I know keeping costs down is really important, and that is one way to do it, and they offer Skype connection. So that would be best. Okay, yeah, Joanne, I think, boy, maybe if somebody is an expert GoToWeb user on an iPad, Joanne is having some troubles seeing the links on an iPad. I don't know if that panel is behind your main screen, because you're probably locked into viewing one screen at a time. But if there's somebody out there that knows how to navigate that, maybe they could let us know, and we could share that with Joanne and anybody else. Okay. And Elise was telling everybody, and I have heard this as well, so great tip, that if you are doing direct mailing, that December 28th is actually been shown to be, boy, the date with the highest open rate and highest engagement with direct mail. And I think some of the theory behind that was people are home, they've taken that week off, but they're also in this mindset, and they're looking, what am I going to do in 2014? They're probably reflecting on 2013. A lot of resolutions are being formed during that week running up to, and they're starting to. You're only a couple days away from 2014, so people are getting like, they want to secure some things in their brain for January 1st. They want to know, what am I going to do? And so hitting them up with marketing on the 28th of December. Now that is a Saturday this year, so I don't know how that would play into that statistic, but those first couple days, maybe after Christmas, or maybe the 30th this year is the magic button. That's a Monday. But hitting business owners with a conversation or an offer to have a strategy session for their 2014 planning during that week could be extremely powerful. So great tip to bring up there. Yes, Paul, I forgot to mention that because I run a Mac and a Windows machine. So Paul says the screenshot is not available for Mac. And yes, I was super bummed on that because I was watching a webinar on my Mac, and I went to do the handy screenshot feature and it wasn't there. So I hope, as typical, they will come out with an update and that they'll incorporate that. My guess is they might be gauging the level of popularity on the Windows machine, whether they're going to go ahead and roll it out to Mac. So hopefully that will happen sooner than later for all of you Mac users. Okay. Oh, Val wanted to know the 3 months that were mentioned, and January was a month, and then May and September. Now, again, I'll frame where that comes from. This person does a lot of live events and to market their business, and so they found that getting people engaged during those 3 months worked best. So they were able to get invitations confirmed and get people to come to the events. So it's just, those months made sense, though. They absolutely made sense to me why that would be beneficial to be marketing and focusing, maybe like a launch. If you're going to have a launch, maybe doing a launch during one of those 3 months, especially aiming that launch, towards the month. So again, in May, it's right before the summer. So what if there's a little promotion that says, hey, let's lock down your promotion for the summer so we can keep leads flowing into your business. We can keep revenue increasing in your business, all while you don't have to think about it because you're you're probably wanting to go into summer. So there's an example of kind of running a campaign that's matched to the season that people are in and what they might be thinking about in their mind. And so September, we always get back to school campaigns. And so closing out the year strong, I think, is a very powerful message in September for people. And then, of course, January would be, lighting this year on fire, basically, with an awesome plan and making 2014 better than any other year. So hopefully that helps. Val? All right, Stefan, I can send you a link. Since you're a customer of Nitro, we do have a website template and that you can take advantage of if you like, and it will get you set up for a little bit less. I understand, if your concern is money up front, and there's just a little bit more legwork on your end with that offer. So the Endless Rise solution is, basically it's going to be a professional website, and they're going to give you things a little bit more on a silver platter. But again, if you've got some familiarity with WordPress, that is something you can do. So I will send you the link for that. All right. And let me catch that in a couple moments here, Stefan, while we take a look at some of the questions here. Okay, Loretta, you were asking about what services the outsourcers provide so that you can offer this to customers. And the best thing I can do would be to get the reseller account set up for yourself. If you haven't already done that, I am going to go ahead and put this link in the chat panel right now. This link is going to get you access to the reseller account. And then what you want to do is, once you have that access, log in, and there are a ton of videos in there that explain the services, and you can also just go straight to the services tab, if I'm getting that tab name correctly, and it's going to list all the services. So real quickly, it's SEO, there's PPC in there, there is social media in there that you can hire and outsource, and all sorts of stuff. I mean, I can't remember how many social media campaign offers there were, but there's a ton. Anywhere from Google Plus to Pinterest to all of that good stuff. So check out that link. Make sure I'll send it. Yep, I sent it. And go ahead and apply for it. If you have it already, just jump in there and check out the services tab. That will show you right there. Okay, Bruce, real quick question about the big storm that was in the Philippines and if it affected Endless Rise, and no, it did not. So that storm missed the area of the Philippines that Endless Rise is in. They took part in a relief effort, which was really neat to see, and they have a blog entry. So if you go to the Endless Rise blog, you should be able to see the efforts that they had and also an update on that, but it did not affect the business of Endless Rise. Okay, Loretta, I think I can get you the link for the reseller. Okay, that should do it in your chat panel, and then it's also for anybody else in the group chat panel. Okay, Gary is looking for the links to the specials. Maybe Trevor, if you could throw that link in the chat box, or maybe Skype it over to me and I can add that. I can't remember what the URL for that was, but Gary was looking for the special. All right, Stefan, I wholeheartedly agree. Stefan says, I still like to get some clients even in December. And so there's a lot of focus I was putting on January. Stefan, you nailed it. I mean, don't slow down. Stefan's going to go wall to wall here and work all the way through December and secure some clients. And I personally think it's a great way to jump into 2014 with already some momentum. A lot of people will put some focus on, January 1st, but don't start the engine on January 1st, right? Have that baby revved up and running, and so you can hit it. So great point there, Stefan. Okay, Gary was hoping for the website link as well, and yes, I can send that to you. Anybody on this webinar is open to receive or to review the details on the LBMM website that's provided. And so it's the same one, that comes with the package, but I can get links out to folks. All right, Paul has a recommendation for those Mac users called Snap and Drag. For Mac, makes great screenshots and gives choices. And so it also is fast and easy, it looks like, to organize. And so, you know what? Tools are always popular. So let me see if I can cut and paste Paul's comment here. Nope, I think I'll just type it in. So for all you Mac users, yellowmug.com is Paul, or that referred service by Paul there. So interesting to research there. So thanks for that, Paul. All right, there's Stefan again. Yes, absolutely. Go to the very end. So push, push, push. Paul has it in fifth gear all the way until the end of the year. No, that was Stefan. Sorry, Stefan has it in fifth gear all the way to the end. Pedal to the metal. I'm sure there's others, of course, out there. Ken says, will you cover the benefits of Lima again? Yeah, absolutely. I can talk briefly about it, and then I could pull a link here too, just for anybody that wants to see the benefits of Lima. So if you're not familiar, Lima is a organization, or it's an industry association called the Local Internet Marketing Association. And what it is, let me get this link before I forget here. All right, I have posted that in the group chat as well. Lima is a industry association, and so what it allows you to do is tell anybody, a client or prospect, that you are a part of an industry association. And this is a very common practice, of course, in business, to have industry associations, and so that resonates with them. They understand what that's about, and that you probably get continuing education through that organization, which is provided every month. And it also gives you the ability to put a badge on a website that says that you're a member of the association. And so that's kind of nice. It gives you a profile page on the Lima website that you can refer people to if they had a question about, the association or your membership. And so there's several benefits to it, and probably one of the best is Kevin's very well connected in the local marketing industry because he's been doing it so long, and he's always out there. He has a passion for learning, and so he's always out there trying to find people that he can connect with and that he can pull nuggets from. And so his goal every month is to find somebody that he thinks would be really valuable for the local marketing community, and to do a interview with that person. And these typically don't have any products that are pushed or anything like that. They're just informational, and so sometimes it's an interview of somebody who's doing really well, or sometimes it might be an interview with a vendor who offers a service to the local marketing community, and they offer to come on and you just give best practices and hear from their experience. And so that's probably one of the better benefits that I think comes out of the Lima membership, is access to that monthly training. There's also a monthly newsletter that gets mailed to you that is for you. And there's also a done for you newsletter that you can use and kind of cut and paste, put your info in there, and send to your clients. And so those are some of the best benefits. The link that I put in the chat panel there is should drive you to the page that talks, about some of the the benefits of the two different levels of the Lima. So I hope that helps out. In fact, I'll step back a couple moments when I was talking about Kevin and getting into situations where he can really get some interesting information that he can pass on. And he was just sharing with us on our Nitro marketing company call today that he was part of an event last week in New York City, and what they got to do was go into a couple of very well established businesses in the marketing world, one of which was Ogilvy and something. I don't remember the name of the marketing agency, but it's one of the largest marketing agencies in the world. And they got to spend a half a day with the CEO of that company. Apparently that was the one started by David Ogilvy. So if you've read a lot about advertising, you've probably run into that name in the past, but a very successful agency, and they were sharing some of the secrets behind, Kevin didn't share a whole lot with us on the call with Nitro Marketing, otherwise I'd kind of tell you guys too about some of those tips, but maybe in a future call. But it was just more of an agenda, a bullet point. He was telling us what he was doing last week, and so but one of the things they did was it was talking about the Dove soap ad, I believe, and how they put this ad together. Maybe you saw it on YouTube, but I guess it went from 0 to 700 million views or something like that in a very, very short amount of time. So Kevin was just kind of in awe about the process that they used to put this whole ad together. And so I only highlight that to say that then Kevin will often bring that information around on some of the webinars he does with Lima, or it'll come up and it'll prompt his mind, and he'll just drop a nugget like that on one of those webinars. And he's just a wealth of knowledge, and so I always appreciate being on calls with him and chatting. And so I think a great benefit of Lima. So thanks for asking, Ken. It's a great organization if it works in your budget. Okay. Let's see here. I just need to look through some of the responses here, see if there's some unanswered questions. All right, it looks like we have some space for some questions. If there is a question that we haven't spoken about live on the webinar, that's probably because it may be a more personal question, or a more individual question is a better term for that. And so if you don't have a direct response from either myself or Trevor via typing into your individual chat panel, or if we haven't addressed it live online here, just know that that's why. And so we're not trying to pass over things or to skip any questions, but it's just those individual questions are best handled offline, so to say, and I'm sure that makes sense. But again, Trevor likes to just reassure that it's definitely a good idea to get in touch with your account rep at Endless Rise. And if you haven't done that yet, unless things have changed, it's as easy as logging into the dashboard, going top left, and there should be a support pop-out that comes out that should show your account rep and all the information to get a hold of that person. A couple of chats ago, I put in the phone number for that. So I would highly recommend that you get any really individual questions and run those past your account rep, because they are in touch with the day-to-day details, probably more so than Trevor or myself. So hopefully that helps if you're wondering why you haven't got an answer. All right. Trevor, I don't know if you've seen anything in there that you've answered that you think would be good to share with the group. Feel free to definitely jump in.
Just what you mentioned about your consultant, really, Matt. We have very professional consultants here that are dedicated to our individual clients. So each client gets a dedicated consultant to answer all their questions about the packages. And when you log into your dashboard, you look top left, as Matt says, you'll see that it says live support, and there is a pair of headphones there, top left of your dashboard. When you click on that, you get a pop-out, and you'll see that there's very useful contact information there. The top one is your sales consultant who helps you with all the specifics and the details about the packages, and you'll also see you have a campaign manager contact details details. So once you have a live campaign, you've paid and it's live, it's then your campaign management team that deal with that. So you have their details there as well. And I think the other one is the web designers. So a lot of people miss that tab top left, which is why I think we've colored it red now. I think the headphones are red. So it's a great idea to get to know your consultant. You don't have to use the telephone if you don't want. You can hit them up at sales.endlessrise. If you don't know who your consultant is and their specific details are not on that pop-out, you'll be told as soon as you come through, and you then build up a friendship with those guys, and they will help you with all these sorts of questions. So always a good idea, and obviously the better you get to know them, they'll get to know you and your business, and things will move swimmingly. So yeah, anybody that hasn't got to know their consultant yet, I would advise to hook up with them either now or just after this webinar.
All right, very good input. And I have a question to pose to everybody, and of course we can handle any other questions you've got, but if there is something that is getting in your way that you've identified, you know, I don't know what that might be in your business, but if you just want to throw that in the chat panel even and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this, and that might prompt myself or something, you know, that Trevor has seen in the past, and we could just chat about that even, you know, try and get some of the roadblocks that you might have identified out of the way, and that might be helpful. So just another idea, because we're here to help. We're here to, you know, share, and so if you've got something that's troubling you in your business, let us know, and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Eric, you were looking for who your consultant is, and Trevor may have since answered that, but again, if you log into your dashboard and go top left on your screen, there is a pop-out that's going to come out, and that should have your consultant's name and picture if I am remembering correctly, but that is where you would find...
It has a pair of headphones, and you just click the headphones and it'll pop out, and you'll get your consultant's details, direct extension, the Skype, which is sales.endlessrise for your consultant, and you'll also get the details of your campaign management. So if you have an active campaign, that's their contact details plus the web design guys' details. So well worth checking that out, guys.
Yeah, I think it's a great resource, and to get hooked up with and just get into a relationship with that person, and then they can definitely help you. It's kind of the nice thing about the Endless Rise relationship that we have, that Super Simple Outsourcing and Kevin put together, is you know, the more clients they can help you bring on, the better for all. You know, the better for your business, obviously, and then the better for their business, because they obviously are doing the back end support, and so you know, your client is their client. I mean, they don't contact your client. Please don't think, you know, they're not going to try and, you know, so it's not technically their client, but any client you bring to them means more business for Endless Rise. And so it's a win-win relationship, and that's why they've gone through the great efforts to put in the sales collateral together to help you guys sell. And so it's great to get in touch with your sales consultant, you know, even if just to ask them if they've got any, you know, tips or something. Paul is always saying on the webinars when he comes on, he's saying, I've got a lot of people that I pay to be on the phone, and so he's always encouraging you to utilize them. They are a resource for you. Okay. No problem, Eric. That's what we're here for. So if you didn't realize it before and we cleared it up, not a problem. Happy to do it. Ken, a members forum, and we are absolutely hoping that that is going to be something in the plans for 2014. I know we have ability to connect one-on-one, well, at least with you folks here on this webinar, but we do need to get something set up. So I surely hope that we can get that going. Okay. Raul, what's the best way to get started since I had too many obstacles before as a local consultant? And so if you want to elaborate on the obstacles that you had before as getting started, we could help with that as well, Raul. But I'm going to say the best way to get started, in Kevin, this is the way that Kevin promotes, is he says, do everything you can to get your first client as quick as you can, because that puts all this training into real actionable, no, it just makes it real. It makes it real for you. And Ken, who had asked a question a little bit ago about the forum, I know that he was able to do this. He was able to get some clients secured, get some meetings secured, and this made everything real and also brought in some revenue, which was, of course, a nice positive to that. But if you can get out there and maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's an organization that you know and work with, any kind of a warm connection that you can make, and just make an offer, make an offer to maybe work with them at cost or maybe a little bit above cost to cover, some of your time. And help them out with their marketing, because if you have a live example that you are working with, it does wonders for learning this system and getting your feet wet. So getting into action is definitely what Kevin recommends, and he
Tell you
will.
what, Matt. I can see that Raul and Barry are all asking for a bit of help. I'll throw you my Meet Me scheduler on this webinar, and if anybody wants to talk specifically about sales and how to use our services to get clients, then they can go ahead and click on that link, and they can choose a suitable time to schedule a chat with me, and we'll talk about that. And I should be able to get the ball rolling for them. Just to emphasize, it's not about any ongoing proposals that you've got or any specifics, details about the packages themselves, but if anybody's interested in how to use our services to get clients, to get those appointments, going after specific niches, all that good stuff, then I'll send my link through now. Click it, pick a time that's suitable for you guys, and we'll have a half-an-hour chat, and I'll do my best to help you. And so we'll do that now. And then somebody said that they couldn't see. Alan said he couldn't see the headphones. I don't know if you want to put my screen on just for 30 seconds, Matt, and I'll show everybody here where that tab is, so people can go through and speak to their consultants.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do that quickly, because people do miss it. It is tucked away there.
Okay. Let me get this switched back over. There we go. Okay. Should be sending it over to you.
Where are we? Oh, there we are. Okay. Right, so I think it was Alan. Here we go, guys. Can you see my screen? I'm just about to go click. Ta-da! Okay, did everybody see that? Here it is, top left, customer support. There's the headphones. They'll either be blue or red. Just click that. Out they pop. The top one here, sales.endlessrise, and the telephone number. That should have your consultant's name on it. This is the campaign management department. So this is when you have a live campaign. You've paid and things are rolling. Then you can contact these guys, and there's the billing contact there as well. Sometimes you'll have the web design guys on here as well. So there it is up here. Look for the headphones. Click on them. The top one, sales department, sales.endlessrise, is the Skype. These are your consultants. So whoever's here, guys, that's who you ring. If it's like this is no name on it because it's my demo account, but yours should have a name on it. If it hasn't, just ring that number or Skype them and say, can you give them the details of my consultant, or can my consultant hit me up, please, and they will contact you and give you their details. Plus, all our consultants have their own schedule of meetings. So if you didn't want to chance it, you wanted to have a chat about your proposal. I can see one of the guys here has sent in a proposal and he said I'll just wait for them to contact me. You don't have to do that. You can book a chat with your consultant. That's what they're here for. They know the packages inside out, and you can have a half-an-hour chat or an hour chat with them and get all the answers to any questions or any future queries, anything that's on your mind. Go ahead and do that. So there it is, guys. Make friends with them and things will get a lot smoother for you. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, you bet.
I'll throw the link over now, Matt, to my Meet Me, and you can give it to all the guys in the webinar. If anybody wants to have a 30-minute sales chat, consultation, how to get clients, all the things that are being used by our resellers successfully, then just go ahead and book me. So I'll send that over to Matt now, guys.
All right, and that's a fantastic offer. So again, that might just be the quick jump start that you need to connect with Trevor, who talks about, let me change the presenter back to Kevin here. Okay, so that should be bringing my screen up. And that might just be the jump start that you need, to get things squared away. And I think, in dealing with a lot of people that are getting into maybe working from home or, online marketing or just trying to get things started up, I know that overwhelm is a huge, huge obstacle. And it's kind of the 800-pound gorilla in the room because there's a lot of lists out there, a lot of products being marketed, and it's kind of, what's the right word? It's tantalizing or whatever to see what the new tools, the new programs that are coming out, but it also has a cost, and that cost is distracting you away from a main goal that you might have and accomplishing that goal. And so hopefully that you are able to, if that's been a problem in the past with overwhelm and being on too many lists, Kevin says dump them all, or go ahead and maybe open up a different email account and send those promotions there, so that you can focus in on what you need to get done in your business, and then review any offers or anything that come in, outside of those after you've already accomplished all of your goals for your business for the day. So, just in support, I know that that happens a lot. So.
Hey Matt, I sent you over my meeting scheduler for anybody who wants to have that chat. See, there's another question. There's a question from Jimmy about the audit forms, about ordering an audit. So yeah, it's quite an important part of the process for anybody that doesn't know. If you're intended to engage in SEO with a potential client, and you didn't build the website, you don't know anything about the website, and the website doesn't have a history of ranking high, it's of course plausible that there may be issues with that website. There could be, for example, duplicate content somewhere. There could be bad links to it, spammy links or whatever that's stopping it getting ranked. It could purely be that there's insufficient content on each page. Google recommends a minimum of 350 words per page. There could be lots of issues with that website, so you may not want to engage in an SEO campaign with a new client if you don't know what's under the bonnet of the car, which is his website. So Jimmy's asking about how he orders the website. Jimmy, it's all under the services in the dashboard. So if you go into your dashboard and you click on services, I'll just do it now and I'll tell you what page it's on in case anybody else is interested in this as well. And let's click on I think it's website audits. Okay, so you click on services, and the third available service there you'll see is website audits. It's just next to web design. So you click on website audits and you'll see that you have a choice there depending on how big the website is and how many keywords involved. Just come all the way down to the bottom of the screen, Jimmy, and you'll see website audit reports. and it's a very comprehensive report. This isn't an automated report, guys, which is why it takes us a week to do it. It's done manually. So a couple of our guys sit here and they go over the website like Sherlock Holmes, and you know, if it says there's 60 backlinks, they check those backlinks and they see what they're linked to. So it's pretty awesome, and you get a report telling you exactly what we found, but further you get a recommendation at the end of the report. It will say these are the issues, if there is any issues. These are the issues. A, this is a problem, this is the cost to fix that issue, $30. B, this is a major issue, this is the cost to fix that issue, $80. And that's the cost to you. So you can present this report to your potential client. It's very professionally done, so it will increase your credibility as a consultant at that stage of your relationship with them. Number one, not only have you produced a very professional report, number two, you have identified problems on his website that he wasn't even aware of. Number three, you've shown your integrity as a marketing consultant because you refuse to engage him in an SEO campaign and take money off him on a monthly basis until you were sure that his website had been fully optimized. And the reason you did that, and you can tell him, is that yes, you have got integrity and you do worry about your reputation. You're a successful consultant, you want it to remain that way, therefore you always do these checks because you're thorough, and that's why you're successful. So Jimmy's got the right idea. If you take on a client who wants SEO and they're already ranking on page one, you know, bingo, happy days. You know there's probably not a lot wrong with that website, or Google wouldn't be throwing it up as a choice for their browsers. But if that isn't the situation, there's no history, you didn't build it, then watch out. So you can go down the process that Jimmy's considering now for the three reasons that I've just told you. If you're worried about asking the client for money up front and they don't accept the fact that you're actually doing them a favor, because you'll probably be the only marketing consultant that actually says, hold on a minute there, I'm not willing to take any money off you until I've done these checks. So you probably will be the only one who actually does that and tosses that tennis ball back over the net, which he'll be quite surprised about, but he should be happy about. But if you do that and he's not willing to contribute anything towards the cost of you doing that, which you might not do, you know, if you wanted to do it really smoothly, then you can say, and I'll do that free of charge. Of course, it's not free of charge because you simply add on the cost of that website audit to your ongoing SEO monthly campaign if you get to that stage. So yeah, you absorb the cost at the initial stage. It looks great. You know, your honesty and integrity have been established with the client. It's a great way of building that bridge with your client. Plus, it looks great. So that's how you do it, Jimmy. Services, down to the bottom, website audits, and good luck with that. Cheers, Matt. I think you've got my my Meet Me schedule. I don't know if you've thrown it out to everybody yet.
Yes, I put it in the chat panel, so it is the meetme.so link, folks, in the chat panel. And then I think those of you that asked directly in the chat, I have also responded to you with that link. So take a look in both of those places. It should be there for you. Great way to schedule some individual time with Trevor, a little bit of a strategy session, see what he can do to help you become successful and make best use of the Endless Rise services. So. All right. Barry, you were asking a quick question, or like a quick demo on how to domain mask, and I think the best way to tackle that is with a training video that's inside of eDasher. And so, if you log into your dashboard and go to the resource library, and you probably just have to type in domain mask, and it should go right to it. But there should be a great video showing you how to do that so that your URL shows up as people are viewing their account in your own dashboard. So I think that's the best way to do it. Self-paced that way, and you can follow through or repeat the video. So. Right. Stefan is practicing the art of ask and you shall receive, or it can't hurt to ask. And he's saying, hey, any chance of a even better December blowout promo? And I think Paul tried to put together, what he can do and still come out with some to keep his company running. So I don't know if there will be, but hey, can't hurt to ask, right, Stefan? So thank you for being engaged with us today. That's great. All right. John. John says, can you give us some encouragement for the new year? You don't have to mention names, but can you tell us some of the successes that those are working hard are having, and also what you project for internet marketers in 2014? And you bet, John. There are definitely people that are out there and working. We have a person by the name of Thomas who has he's up in Canada, and he's been working really hard recently on his LBMM account, and he sent in an unsolicited support ticket, and he just wanted to share some of his success. And so Kevin actually is probably going to be scheduling and doing a Lima interview with him in the near future for our newsletter in the membership spotlight. But he's booked, I think, 5 or 6 clients on a recurring basis. And the income range, he was approaching, I believe, the $10,000 a month range with those 5 or 6 clients. He also sold a slew of social marketing, social media work, if I'm recalling correctly. I think that was something that he was in, and so he kind of specialized in that, but also got into the ongoing monthly. And he's just been in action, doing quite a bit, and just getting out there and talking to people and making connections. And I find that that's really what I see as a common barrier with the people that write into support and say, hey, I want to thank you guys, for introducing me to this market, or to introducing me to local marketing. Here's what's going on. Is they just get into massive action, and they get out there and they take the phrase massive imperfect action, and that they just put so many fishing lines out in the water, that some fish is bound to bump into that thing, and then maybe you don't know how to reel it in quite yet because you're newer. But once you got a couple fish on the line, you're going to improve your skill set even in reeling those fish in. And so getting lots of lines in the water is one thing.
It's true. And John, if you wanted to save time, I find the best way to get the message across with stuff like the competitor analysis reports that Endless Rise do for everybody. You just need to do a Skype screen share, you don't have to try to get the guy to give you half an hour or 45 minutes of his time and get his secretary to make coffee and all that sort of nonsense. You just get his Skype ID and you say, look, let's do a 10-minute screen share. Pull up the competitor analysis on your screen and just explain the competitor analysis to him. All these guys want to know is, what is the value in this guy that's calling me? Why does he want me to give him some money? What's in it for me? What do I get out of it? If they can see the value in you and what you're presenting to them, then that's what they're interested in. So yeah, they want to know, how much is this going to cost me, and how much am I going to get back? What's the return on my investment? So when you hit them with, well, I'm going to be getting you an extra 5 clients a week, what does that mean to your bottom line? And you let him work that out in his head. And if he's a dentist, that's going to be a nice little earner every week. You times that by 4. He's already worked it out in his head now. He's going to be making an extra $15,000 a month. And then you hit him with, well, the investment that I would require from you to bring your business forward and to establish the building blocks in order to improve your branding is going to be like $3,000 to $4,000 a month. I haven't quite got all the figures with me now, but that's what we're looking at. He's just worked out he's making an extra 15 to 20K a month. You can do all that on the phone. You can do that you can establish that relationship on the phone. He'd probably be happier doing it on a screen share anyway, so he can just sit in his office with his feet up. But you can show them the competitor analysis. You can show them on the screen. It's a lot easier than bringing your laptop and hoping they've got Wi-Fi on your screen in Skype screen share, and show them, this is the research that I've done. These are the keywords that I've already found. This is where you're ranking with these keywords. This is the search traffic behind these keywords. And look, here's your 3 competitors in your locality. Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know these guys, don't you? Yeah, I do. These are the keywords that they're using right now. This is where they're ranking with those keywords. Simple. Keep it simple. Keep it easy. All you should be talking about is how you're going to increase their return on investment. They're going to give you 5K. You're going to give them 20K. There isn't a businessman on the planet who isn't going to turn down that sort of investment opportunity. So went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but that's how I would be doing it if I was you guys.
Yeah, no, great tips. I mean, keeping your conversation centered around return on investment is powerful as could be, because ultimately, at the end of the day, when you walk out of the office or you log off the computer on that, screen share presentation, that business owner is going to say, can I get a return on my investment, or can I double or triple my money? I mean, that's the question that's going to come to their mind, right? And if they feel that they are, and like Trevor was saying, if they feel they can bring in $20,000 in new business with a $5,000 investment, they're probably going to next look for their checkbook, and give you a ring and say, when do we start? And so talking about that with clients, talking about a strategy session with them, and setting up their marketing to win and to be the top dog in their market. Again, we're entering the conversation that's going on in those folks' minds. And so envision your client, in the morning, and they've got their coffee and they're driving into work. I mean, what are they thinking about, right? Because that's what you want to talk to them. And there's no better way to do that than just getting out there and starting to talk to business owners. And I know that Kevin highly recommends that. He says, get out there and just have some conversations with business owners, and things will start to open up and opportunities will start to open up for you. The other thing I could say, another hint I could say, is I've seen good success, and there's a lot of good reports about picking one thing that's small yet impactful that you feel you can wrap your hands around, so to say, or you feel you can execute on. And so if you're nervous about a long-term SEO campaign and being able to deliver on a long-term SEO campaign, because maybe it's going to be 3 or 4 month dogfight, to get them moving up in the rankings because it's going to be more competitive. But maybe you're very confident about a refresh on their Facebook page. Or maybe you're very confident about getting a quick video made and uploaded to YouTube for them. Or maybe you're real confident about getting them set up on a follow-up email campaign. That's one of the most impactful things that you can probably spend a little while learning how to do, get set up how to do an autoresponder, and then offer that to business owners. And because most business owners do not use they do not follow up with their prospects. And so that can be a very attractive offer to them. Hey, Mr. Business Owner, here's what we could do. Let's get you set up to do a January campaign where we're going to offer your clients a New Year special. And so I need your email list. We're going to email out, stuff like that. So it's smaller and it's easier to execute on that and deliver results, because as soon as you deliver results, wow, that changes the game, and that changes the negotiations, and all of a sudden they got their appetite, or they're they got a little salt on their tongue, right? Now they want a little bit more. And so this changes the nature of the relationship where they might start pursuing you. And so if trying to wrap your mind around this whole internet marketing thing is really got you, and that's really stalled you out, focus in on one thing that you think you can execute and do it well, and then start offering that and see what kind of doors that opens up. So Facebook advertising right now, I think, is pretty big. I've heard a lot about it in the industry. So that might be something, that your business owner prospect is thinking about. Man, I'm on Facebook or whatever. how can I get my business on Facebook? And all of a sudden, bam, you come along and say, hey, let's get you set up with Facebook advertising, or something like that. But the point is to pick something and that you can wrap your mind around and you can execute on and you can build from. So I hope that helps out. And there is another individual, to circle back to your first question there, Don. There's another individual, Ken, on the line here, and I know in the last couple of months he's already secured. I don't remember the dollar value, and I guess I won't necessarily share it if without Ken's permission, but he secured his first contract, and it was nice, and it got him off to the running, and he just started within the last couple of months here. So, but he got out there, went to a meeting, met a couple of folks. I think one thing led to another, and all of a sudden he's across the desk from the person, and then he's hitting me up saying, "Hey, how do we, And so it was neat. So definitely successes that are going on. All right. Speaking of Ken, Ken's asking, hey, that was the Endless Rise promotion for the end of the year. How about an endless promotion from Kevin and Nitro Marketing? And we've done some things in the past. I'm going to have to bring that up. Maybe there's something Kevin can come up with to offer at the end of the year here. So good point. Let's see. LC, you have a question about Endless Rise doing autoresponder emails, and I do not believe that is part of the services right now. But that might be because autoresponder setup is getting to be easier and easier, I believe, and so they may not feel that that's a service as much value, or they just have chosen to, be an expert in other services. But that is something that is valuable to a business owner, and it's something that hardly any business owners do. So, okay. Let's see other questions we've got here. We are coming up to the top of our time, and I know that Trevor actually has one of his appointments coming up at the half past the hour, and so we'll try and wrap things up before then. But Trevor, we know that if you've got to go, you've got to go. So.
Okay, Matt. Yeah. Anybody that's booked me will be speaking soon. And Matt, I don't know, are me and you going to have a chat before Christmas? Have we got anything on the cards? I'm not sure, mate. Maybe. I don't think we do. But I'll say, Merry Christmas to everybody, and all the best for the new year. And Matt, I'll probably speak to you on Skype before Christmas, mate.
Yeah, we'll get synced up because we want to launch into 2014. Drink our own Kool-Aid, and so do some planning for 2014, and launch into it with lots of momentum. And so,
real. All right, mate. I'll be in touch, and all the best, everybody. And I'll speak to you guys who have booked me pretty soon. See you later, Matt. Cheers, mate.
All right, you bet. Yeah, thanks for being here. So.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, so yeah, he told me I got to jump onto a one-on-one, so we can wind things up here. And Joanne, thank you for your warm wishes. And I know Trevor's checking the chat panel, so I'm sure he jumped on there and saw that. Okay. If there's any last minute questions, if not, we'll probably kind of wrap this up. And we did get some support both ways on this December 23rd event, and so, or the session for Super Simple Outsourcing. That's the next webinar. If you weren't with us in the beginning, it would actually fall on the 23rd of December. So that week is probably going to be a week where a lot of people are off. So we're just asking, I was asking if people will be around and attending this webinar. I did get several who said they would be here. So we just might hold that. So keep an eye out for that invitation, and I will be working so I can launch the webinar. It will just be myself because the folks at Endless Rise are Christmas Eve. There'll be Christmas Eve their time that day, so we wouldn't want to have them break away for their holidays to be with us. But I will be here, and so far it is scheduled. So it will probably go off just to let you know as scheduled. But if we have some kind of last minute thing, and then we will let everybody know. All right, Gary's another one that says on 12/23. So lots of you. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and hold it then, and we might just chat a little bit about 2014. If you've got some questions you want to ask, hey, I did some planning over the last couple of weeks, and I think this is going to be a roadblock for me. And see if I've got some input, or see if we can put that into the scheduling for the January. We're here to help people make some progress. I mean, that's what it's all about. And so we probably will do it on the 23rd then. So I'll go ahead and say that we will. And so see you, everybody who has input and said that you will be there. For those of you that won't make it on the 23rd, not a problem. I still plan on definitely recording it, uploading it, so it will be available for you via replay. And I always have a quick disclaimer that's barring GoToWebinar recording doesn't throw me any monkey wrenches. It has only happened once or twice in the whole, in my recording history, but I always like to preface that. So. All right, Jimmy's in as well. Excellent. Okay, and thank you, Ken, for your well wishes. Okay, everybody. We always like to ask for feedback. So if you have some feedback for us, whether positive or negative, I won't hold it against you. I promise. These presentations are all about ROI. So how can we deliver you, who have been with us the last hour and a half, how can we deliver you the best return on your investment of time? So let us know if you've got ideas, things you want to see, and I will see what we can do about implementing those. I'm definitely open to making these the most valuable they can be. And so any feedback you have for me and the team is most appreciated. And with that, I think we will go ahead and wrap this up. Happy holiday season to everybody. This is kind of a fun time of year. Lots going on, planning for next year, wrapping up this year, a lot of family time hopefully for everybody. And it looks like we're going to be seeing you all on the 23rd of December if you can make it. So thanks everybody for joining us on Monday, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.